I don't claim ownership to these rants.
I'll share some secrets I never told anyone. When I was 7, I made out with my girl best friend. Oh, and this one is kind of relatable for some people, but I secretly used chai. And lastly, when I was 8, I did not wash my ass for a whole year.
Musician, would you slap your friend for $1 billion? My siblings, I'd slap anyone for $1 billion. You could not name a single person on this green earth I would not give a clean right hook for $1 billion. And the people who say, but what if something goes wrong? I can suffer the consequences after I've been handed my check. It does not matter what the conditions are in this economy. You do not say no to $1 billion. And if you made it all the way to the end, comment this banner emoji so I know your brain is not lacking in sense. Musician, out.
Sometimes I'll just be sitting in class, bored out of my mind, and my brain goes, what if I just stood up right now, grabbed my bag, took my pants off, screamed at full volume, slapped the teacher, and sprinted out like a maniac? Like, where does that even come from? And the thing is, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just sitting there, but my brain is out here writing chaos scripts. Rosie out.
If we really think about it, I feel like James Charles is just doing all of those scandals just to apologize and get fame from it. That guy suddenly gets forgotten one day, and the next second you'll see him in a new scandal and making a new apology post for the millionth time. Like, genuinely, just remove your account and go touch some grass! Anyways, Pinky out.
Am I the asshole for kicking someone with mental issues in the stomach and telling them I didn't care their dad abused them? Sharing my trauma though the Am I the Asshole Reddit theme because I find it funny and it's been a few years. When I was around 12 to 14 years old, my mom's best friend who we'll call Jenny moved in with us after being kicked out by her husband's family. My mom, who felt extremely bad, told me and my sister that we'd be housing Jenny and her son, who we'll call Luke. For some further context, Jenny moved out because she had previously been living with her husband's family. Her husband's family mistreated her very badly, and Luke even worse. Luke was diagnosed with mental health issues such as severe depression and narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. He had extreme PTSD and control issues too. I'm sure there was more, but this is what I remember. Everything was very good at first. Luke liked hanging around me and my sister. My mom helped Jenny find a job and didn't even charge her rent, just that she helped with groceries, which was okay with Jenny. However, a few months into living with us, Lucas started showing extremely weird behaviors towards me. He started to dislike my younger sister for being around me, even pulling her hair. He even disliked my own mom for hanging around me. Essentially, anyone who was close to me, he'd get mad at. My friends, relatives, literally anyone. This was because I often helped comfort Luke. I helped him with his homework, and I even looked after him and my younger sister when my mom and Jenny would go to work. Additionally, Luke grew up as an only child. He never had any older siblings to turn to, as he saw me as a big brother. He would feel threatened whenever someone would get close with me besides him. I tried to ignore it. I assumed he'd grow out of it. However, he would react even worse the more I ignored him to be with my loved ones. He would rip up my sister's underwear, hide her toys. He even locked her in her own room while I'd be busy doing house chores. He even yelled when Mion would just ask how my day was at school. My mom and I told Jenny, but she would just tell us, Luke has been through a lot. He doesn't know any better. Just give him some time. He was just being abused by his father a few months ago. Essentially, she would excuse his behavior because of his mental issues and former abuse. And listen, I really wanted to give Luke the benefit of the doubt and give him a chance. So did my mom and sister. This guy has been through hell, and I genuinely felt so bad for him. Plus, his mother was going through a hard time. So 3 to 4 months passed me. My sister and my mom put up with Luke and his behavior because we feel bad. Until one night, I was by myself doing homework. My younger sister was in the shower, and Luke was in his own room. Luke proceeded to come over and lock the door behind him. Luke was younger than me, but he was much bigger than me too. He did things to me which I won't go into detail, but it was an absolute violation of my bodily autonomy. He also tormented my sister a lot. My young sister was extremely scared of the dark, and Luke knew that. Our bathroom light switches are on from the outside of the bathroom. Luke would intentionally turn them off and on, and he would keep going even when she was crying, trying to force the door open, which he held shut. I was yelling at him, and he'd only stop when I slap his hand away or pull him away. I don't remember much after that point, but he did start crying, and he kept crying even as I explained to his mom, Jenny, and my mom what happened. I expected Jenny to finally hold her son accountable, but instead she told him to go to his room to get away from the chaos and then scold my mom for raising children who made mentally ill kids cry. My mom shot back, and an argument broke out. Luke continued crying, and I could tell he was intentionally being loud to fuel Jenny's anger. Eventually, my mom and Jenny came to an agreement. Luke would get mental help. My mom even offered to pay for 60% of the treatment, and Jenny just paid 40% because she wasn't financially stable. Luke would be accommodated at a mental institution for children and come home occasionally. When he was gone, Jenny would act extremely cold and try to portray me and my sisters as the villains who had emotionally damaged her son. Me and my sister ignored her because we were just happy Luke was getting help and he was temporarily gone. He came back a few weeks later after being discharged. Luke even apologized to me and my sister, which gave me some hope. So things returned back to the way they were. I would look after Luke and my younger sister while our moms went to work. I did decide to pay more attention to Luke though, just to be safe. My sister was disappointed, but very understanding. My mom was also extremely busy. I helped Luke try different coping mechanisms. I gave him my old notebooks for journaling. I showed him different video games. I gave him my old fidget toys and even helped him read Bible verses online since he told me he wanted to get into Christianity. I wasn't Christian myself, but I supported him. Things went downhill after my sister's birthday though. I gifted her a new skincare set and Luke grew very jealous. All the progress we made was destroyed and he accused me of neglecting him and treating him unfairly. At that point, I had lost all empathy for him and I just didn't care. I had done everything I could and it didn't work. I really tried to help him, but it was really really overwhelming. Jenny calmed him down that evening, but the next morning after Jenny and my mom went to work, he cornered me when I was in the kitchen preparing him and my sister, who was still asleep, breakfast. He yelled at me and talked about how the mental institution was hell, how the coping mechanisms I showed him didn't work, and said he only felt happy when I was taking care of him. He forced himself onto me. He pulled at my shirt and at my pants. He once again violated me, which I won't go into detail about. I was super frustrated at that point. I genuinely hated him so much in that moment, so I proceeded to kick him in the stomach. My initial plan was to put some distance between us, but after everything I had done, I just wanted to fight back. I yelled that I didn't care if his dad abused him, and that I hated him. He started crying, which woke my sister up. She immediately called my mom, who came home immediately. Jenny came home shortly after, and to nobody's surprise, she started talking about Luke's trauma and how his experiences at the mental institution made it worse. She blamed me and my sister for having him sent there to begin with. Jenny and Luke were kicked out. Jenny has made many attempts to contact me on behalf of Luke, even years later. I've had to block her numbers numerous times and change my own a few times. It's usually the same excuse. His trauma, his abuse, his father, his mental health. He's changed now. You need to let go. Anything to avoid accountability. We have a restraining order against Jenny and Luke, and things have been good since then. As of now, I feel no empathy for him and don't forgive him. I hate him, and in general, do not want to be associated with him. But I would like to ask,
Some strict parents' rules are literally abuse, and some of you people don't realize it. Being strict isn't the same as being cruel. Taking away privacy, yelling all the time, hitting, insulting, and making your kid live in fear isn't strict parenting. And some who go through this reply with the excuse, "My parents did this, and I turned out fine." Did you really? Or did you learn how to stay quiet, hide your feelings, and call suffering normal? If your parents are doing any of these, I'm sorry to say this, but they are abusing you, whether it's mentally or physically. We shouldn't be normalizing this and using the excuse of strict parents when it's really just abusive parents. Why are we covering bullying as rage bait? You're genuinely insensitive if you cover bullying as rage bait or a joke. We legit lost the meaning of rage bait and a joke kinda out.
Why are people genuinely risking their lives to eat on camera? Yes, I'm talking about those mukbangs. The amount of people I see eating excessive amounts of food just for a couple thousand likes is crazy to me. Putting online fame over your own health, and it's not even like it's good fame. Being popular because of what you eat and the little care you have for your weight is not a good thing. A prime example of this is James Bola. As much as he seems like a really nice person, the way he's eating himself to death makes me think he has no self-respect at all. As well as that those disgustingly messy mukbangs where sauce is dripping everywhere and the way the person is chewing is off-putting. An example of this is Shay Smeseeds. Again, she seems like a really kind girl, but what goes through someone's head to make them decide, yeah, I'm going to gobble down my food and spill it everywhere for views and fame online? Come on, is it really that worth it? You get some money, but what else do you gain? No hate to either of the creators I mentioned, but I just can't understand why people do this.
I think my mom is an e-kitten. I'm not joking, like it's getting so suspicious. And my points add up. My mom is one of those traditional British women. She doesn't work, my dad does. She just stays at home and takes care of us. For the last 3 months, she's been getting packages sent to her every week. And I know, hey, maybe she bought something. But hear me out. First of all, join my server because I'll be spilling more tea there. Anyways, this all started when she and my dad had a fallout. My mom wanted this expensive bag and my dad refused to buy it for her. The next few days after she kept acting so weird, she bought these paw socks, which was already suspicious, and also bought a microphone to go with her computer. When I sneaked to her computer to play games, I noticed she had a voice changer app installed. You can't tell me this is a coincidence. It's most likely that she's in a kitten, because why does she need paw socks and a voice changer? If you see an e-kitten called Sophie, beware.
Is it just me, but whenever I get asked, what would you do if there was a ghost standing right in front of you? I always answer with, I would just slap them in the face. But I know for a fact that my fat ass would run away if I see a ghost standing in front of me.
Hot take. Serial killers get caught mostly due to police officers or police dogs finding the hidden bodies, right? So, one might be asking, Vespra, where can I hide a body that won't be found? Well, have I got the idea for you? Why don't people hide the bodies in a graveyard? Hear me out. Police officers need permission by a lawyer, they need to pay a sum, ask permission from the family, etc. So they most likely wouldn't go through all that work to get said permission. Even if they did, if they send police dogs to find the body, well, have fun, because they're everywhere, and they'll never be able to find that one specific body. Anyways, that's all for now. Bye, my stars.
Did you know that in the original Tangled story is actually centered around sex and pregnancy? Instead of love and freedom like in the Disney's version, original Disney Stories Part 3. Since you guys love the other ones, here's some more, so buckle up because this will get dark. So it starts with a poor couple. The wife is pregnant and she's craving a leafy vegetable growing behind her garden behind their house. But the thing is, the garden belonged to a powerful, magical woman named Dame Gothel. So unable to resist his wife's craving, the husband snuck into the garden at night and stole the vegetable. He kept doing this several times until one day, Gothel caught him. She was extremely furious, threatening him, but he begged for mercy. She agreed to let him go under one condition. Once the child is born, it must be given to her. Desperate and scared, he agreed. Once the baby was born, Gothel took her. She named the baby Rapunzel after the plant. So, Gothel raised Rapunzel as her own, but when Rapunzel turned 12, the enchantress locked her in a tall tower in the forest. The forest had no doors, stairs, only a small window at the top. Her hair grew really long enough to reach the ground. And whenever Gothel would try to enter, Rapunzel would drop her long golden hair from the window, and Gothel would climb up. Seems just like the original story, right? Just keep listening. Okay, so then one day, a prince rode through the forest and heard Rapunzel's singing. Her voice was so beautiful that the prince was determined to find her. Once he found where the voice was coming from, he watched how Gothel entered the tower. The next day, he did the same thing as Gothel. Rapunzel, thinking it was her mother Gothel, she let down her hair and the prince climbed up. At first, when Rapunzel saw her, she was scared, but the prince spoke kindly to her, and over time, they fell in love. From then on, the prince started visiting her secretly, and then Rapunzel got pregnant, at 12. Then she asks Mother Gothel why her clothes are getting tight. Gothel, realizing what happened, she became furious. So, as a punishment, Gothel cuts off her long hair and abandons her somewhere in the wilderness alone to survive while pregnant. Okay, so then, once the prince returns again, he calls out for Rapunzel to let down her hair. So Gothel let down Rapunzel's cutted hair, and the prince, thinking it was Rapunzel as usual, he climbed up, and to his surprise, it wasn't Rapunzel, it was Gothel. Out of fear and shock, he jumps off the tower and is blinded by the thorns beneath the tower. Years later, the blind prince wanders around and hears Rapunzel's voice again. Now, she has given birth to her twins and lives in poverty. They both reunite. They fell into each other's arms. Rapunzel sheds tears, which falls into the prince's eyes and later restores his sight. The prince returns to his kingdom with Rapunzel and his children, and they live happily ever after. Okay, that's all for today. Tell me if you want more original tales. Kira out.
If you can genuinely make me laugh, fucking kiss me already, damn it. When I tell you I have the craziest, most obnoxious sense of humor, I mean it. And whenever I meet someone with the same sense of humor as me, you're coming with me. I've genuinely only met like 3 people who match mine, and I can't even explain my sense of humor. That's how weird it is.
The creepiest sound to hear if you're walking the streets by yourself by far is the ice cream truck. In all my life, I don't think I've ever been so petrified to hear a jingle supposedly meant for children. But genuinely, if I hear that, I am sprinting. Every single one sounds like it's announced at the beginning of The Purge instead of selling ice cream. And I don't know about you, but I am not sticking around to find out which one of those is true. Musician out.
A biological father raped his daughter, and he got away with it by paying $500,000, and his daughter ended her life. Her father, Stephen Vincent Chavez of Ventura County, got his daughter, Michaela, drunk and then proceeded to grape her for 4 hours, at the point that when she went to the hospital, she had to be carried by her uncle because she could not walk. Her hospital gown was so bloody, which proved how violent this act was. She had a kid done, and his DNA was found inside her. She told her mother and the police everything, and he is still fucking walking around Ventura County. This case only happened a few days ago, and it is absolutely disgusting.
Part 2 of exposing myself on this account because no one knows me anyway. This one is actually insane, and I still don't understand how the fuck this happened. I was 14 and going through some shit, not mentally present at all. I was zoning out the entire day because I was probably thinking about something else. Well, everything was normal. That was until we had PE. So I go to the bathroom to change, and I'm still zoned out as hell, thinking about whatever random shit, and not paying attention to what I'm doing because I was just trying to get through the day without having a mental breakdown. I finish changing, walk out, and go to PE, and the whole time I was walking, I didn't fully know because I felt like my soul was in another body that time. But I could definitely feel eyes watching me, and as the nonchalant dude I am, I ignore it because I couldn't give 2 shits and I wasn't aware. I just stand there for a while, and to be for real, I didn't even know what I was doing. Then one of my friends taps me on the back and goes, "Bro," and I go back to reality, turn around, and he says, "Where the fuck are your pants?" And it hit me. I looked down and I was just standing there in just my underwear. And the worst part is, I had already been standing there for a while. So all those people staring at me, they were staring for a reason. I still get teased about it until now.
Hot take! Hold on! What's that sound? Time to tell some creepy facts about the human body. Did you know you can sneeze with enough force to kill you? But don't worry, your body actually knows how to stop that from happening. Oh, and did you know there's a condition where you think you're dead or don't exist? People who have it sometimes stop eating because they think they're already dead. How fun. Oh, and there's another lovely condition called kuru that causes uncontrollable laughing, and it's transmitted through cannibalism. Let that sink in. Oh, you want to hear more? Well, if you have an intestinal blockage, you can actually vomit poop. Who wouldn't love to try that one out? And just to end this nicely, if you stare into the dark long enough, shapes can start to move. That's because your brain hates empty space and will literally create something rather than accept that nothing is there. Sleep well. Rosie out.
Genuinely, who
cares if a mukbanger spits out what they're eating? Like, I get it, they waste a lot of food and money, but it's their money, not yours. Plus, sending them hate comments actually benefit and pay them more anyway. Axel out.
2 girls in my class got caught kissing! Okay, story time. There were these 2 girls. Let's call them Mint and Rose. Mint and Rose started off as close friends. They became friends mostly because of the same interests. Then, Mint started to like Rose. And after that, they started dating. Now, what's wrong with a relationship, you may ask? It's wrong because we're young. I'm not going to say the age, but we're young and shouldn't be getting involved in relationships. Mint is also kind of clingy. Ever since they became friends, Mint always wanted to pair with Rose during pair works, like force her. And then one day, they got caught by the teacher kissing. The teacher asked to speak with them outside, and since Rose is my friend, she told me what the teacher said. But I'll save that for the next video. By the way, they're still dating to this day. Anyway, if you want more videos like these, let me know. Zoe out. If you've ever done something mortifying around your crush, listen to what I have done so you feel better about your life. First, I told my friend I liked a guy, so she literally rammed me into his chest while screaming, "Hug him!" out loud. Then, I started leaving him daily gifts that he didn't give 2 shits about. He'd just laugh at them or lie and say he bought them himself. To make it worse, another friend leaked my secret, so the whole school knew, and he'd just stand in the halls laughing at me with his boys. When I was in the school bathroom, I realized there was no toilet paper, and hopped out of the stall to grab some, completely forgetting to pull my panties back up. And guess who walked past the door right at that exact second? Yep, I literally flashed my crush while trying to wipe my own ass.
What the hell is wrong with my parents? Genuinely! Like, I told them that I want to continue pursuing art, that I want to take art classes and study anatomy so I can get better at my art. But no!
Papa, it's not a real career! You need to do something that makes you money!
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Y'all know damn well that I had so much potential of being an artist, and what do? You sit your asses and do nothing!
You don't get anywhere by doing art! You don't get anywhere by drawing your little anime figures!
Fuck you! You know what? Pick my career then! I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. They tell me to do whatever I want with my career, and once I pick one, they're like,
"Oh no! That's so unrealistic! You're not gonna make it out there!"
Fuck you!
you know what? I'm gonna turn myself
Into a Discord kid.
I can make a lot of money.
Fan is so cooked. So cooked that watching a movie feels productive. And this is not okay. Like, I know some people that can't concentrate more than 1 minute. And a lot of apps are encouraging us into thinking that it's okay. We have to fix this problem. That was my rant. Bye for now. Our attention.
I really hate when people tell me the meanest shit possible, and I'm just standing there like, I didn't care about your opinion anyway. Like, I really try to act all tough and unbothered in the moment, but then midnight starts, and I'm literally sobbing my eyes out. It's actually so exhausting. I wish I could just be as cold as some people are, but instead, I'm just a mess as soon as the lights go out. Some people can't say, "Why doesn't Gen Alpha act their age?" Or, "Gen Alpha tries so hard to be mature," when they're the same ones who started hating on them just because of the year they were born. Not every Gen Alpha kid is brain rotted. A lot of them grew up with the same interests Gen Z did. Seeing one kid obsessed with brain rot doesn't define the entire generation. Most of them are online and see people constantly criticizing them on how they supposedly act, which can make them feel like they have to change themselves just to be accepted.
Story time on how I fell down my toilet as a fuck-ass kid. I remember playing role-play shit with my Barbie dolls when I suddenly had the urge to piss. I waddled to the bathroom and stood in front of the toilet. And, like the stupid chud I am, I didn't know whether the toilet seat was down or not, and sat my ass right in. Half my naked ass was pulled in, and I remember grabbing the sides of the toilet so hard it felt like winning a boxing match. I finally screamed for my dad to come help, and he did. Boy, when I tell you he was holding his giggles back hard. Anyway, I did get to piss and got my ass wiped clean. Gumi out.
I got SA'd when I was... Okay, good. And I hope it happens again. What the fuck?
I cringe inside when teachers start cussing when they get mad, and it sounds like it's their first time ever doing it. Granted, the class will usually be fucking around and the teacher gets mad, but then they start talking about stuff. You guys need to stop this this shit right now. I'm tired of you all. Girl, shut the fuck up. Nobody want to hear all that. It's 7 in the morning and you just making yourself look like a fool. Is this supposed to be scary or something? Like, bitch, you sound like Elmo. You cuss little? What's your favorite cuss word? Probably fat. That's what you guys sound like. Notice how the whole classroom is looking at you sideways and you surely don't get paid enough to be doing all this. Sit your ass down somewhere. We don't want to hear it. Anyways, this is Stacy. Stay safe. Goodbye.